What's going on, YouTube? Thomas L here. With the Emmy Awards full swing, premiering next Monday. Since I just did my top 10 favorite Emmy Award winning comedies, I decided to do a video of my top 10 favorite Emmy Award winning drama shows. Now, these are the shows that, won for Best Drama at the Emmys years back. So, that being said, here's my top 10 list. Coming in at number 10 is Law and Order, which Law and Order only won once, but was nominated 10 times. It's kind of crazy. Pretty good crime show. I mean, the original Law and Order, I guess it was slightly better than the new version. I mean, SVU, Criminal Intent are cool and all, but I mean, to be honest, Law and Order have really been the same since Jerry Orbach passed, because he was awesome in on Law and Order. I mean, him and Jesse Almonin really, played off well with each other. Yeah, the original Law and Order is just a classic. I mean, it premiered like late '80s, and Law and Order is pretty much still going strong. You know, it's a cool crime show. Lots of cool arrests. There's always like a lot of twists and turns here. I mean, Law and Order is just the best. They still of course show reruns of the original Law and Orders as well, and they are usually fun to watch once in a while. Coming in at number 9 is Lost, which only won, believe it or not, Lost only won once, but it was also nominated like 4 times. Lost was a cool show. I mean, it lost steam after a while, but the first few seasons I felt should be pretty interesting. I mean, of course, it's about like people who are like stranded on a desert island. I mean, this show premiered like in when did it premiere? Premiered in 2004, and one of the producers was J.J. Abrams, and you also had people like Matthew Fox, Evangeline Lilly before she became a Wasp in Ant-Man. George Garcia was really awesome on the show. You also had like Naveen Andrews, Dominic Monaghan was on this. Pretty decent cast. Terry O'Quinn was amazing as well. If you guys still haven't seen Lost, I'll say check the show out. It's pretty interesting. I'll be down to see Lost get revived down the line, but I don't know if that will ever happen, to be honest. Yeah. Coming in at number 8 is The Waltons, which only won just once, but was nominated 2 times. The Waltons was a classic family drama. Like The Waltons first premiered in 1971, and it's a really decent drama family show. Pretty much the life and trials of a 1930s and 1940s Virginia mountain family through the financial depressions, and they're living in the like World War II era. This is a show I think could benefit in a remake today. I mean, the whole cast had like good chemistry with one another. The cast included like John Walmsley, Mary Beth McDonald, Eric Scott, Judy Norton. I mean, it's a classic family drama show. I mean, if you guys still haven't seen The Waltons, it'll like reruns will be on TV once in a while. Give The Waltons a go. It's, of course, I was very late to the party with The Waltons, but it's definitely worth a watch. Because like The Waltons will usually be shown, on MeTV once in a while, and the show I think still holds up. All right, coming in at number 7 is Cagney and Lacey, which only won twice and was nominated 3 times. Cagney and Lacey was pretty much like a buddy female cop show, and premiered in 19. Yeah, premiered in 1981 and starred Tyne Daly and Sharon Gleese as like pretty much two female buddy cops. And, I mean, Cat and Lacey was a really decent show back in the day. Well, I should say back in the days because I was one when it premiered. But I've seen like reruns of Cat and Lacey, and I gotta say it's a decent show. I mean, the two leads work well together. If it wasn't for the show, we probably wouldn't have female buddy cop shows like Rizzo Isles we had. Really, Rizzo Isles kind of felt like a reboot of Cagney and Lacey. I know CBS tried to get a reboot off the ground, but never got picked up. If you look at it, if like I said, Rizzo Isles is more of a Cagney Lacey reboot. If you want to look at it, because the way they work together on Rizzo Isles remind me so much of Cagney Lacey. I mean, this is a really downright fun show. And if they actually went ahead and picked up the reboot, I wouldn't have mind seeing it. I mean, a new Cagney Lacey, sign me up. But the original is where it's at, though. Coming in at number 6 is the crime drama show Hill Street Blues. Man, I think it's been a long time since we had crime shows to get nominated for the Emmys. But Hill Street Blue was released premiered in 1981, and it's a classic cop show. It's pretty much the lives and work of staffs of an inner city police precinct. I mean, it has some cool characters involved, cool cast members. Like Dano J. Travanti played like the captain in this named Frank Frullo. I mean, this show was a classic. I mean, it was lots of fun to watch. Had good performances. A really good opening credit. Like, come on, whenever that opening thing pops up, it's Hill Street Blues all the way. Coming in at number 5 is ER, which it only won once, but was nominated 6 times. Dang. But of course, ER was like George Clooney's breakout role. If you want to look at it, you even had like John Stamos. After he left, after Full House ended, John Stamos, made an appearance on the show. Julianne Margulies way before Good Wife was in this. You also got the likes of Anthony Edwards. Who else? What about the cast list? Mark Attorney was in this. Let's see. But Guy Pfeiffer was on ER. Linda Cardellini was on ER. I mean, the list goes on and on. ER had a really darn good cast. And of course, it was led by George Clooney as Dr. Doug Ross. And of course, the show premiered way before we had Grey's Anatomy. There was ER. And this is definitely this was one of the best mega shows that should premiere on TV. When that show, The Good Doctor, premiered, I called that seriously the best medical show since ER. Because ER was just amazing. I mean, it was like some cool operations that it really show how serious being a doctor is. I mean, there's some intense stuff that went down on ER that I'm literally surprised that some of the stuff that happened on ER made me surprised it even got to air. But yeah, ER is just awesome. Number 4 is NYPD Blue. Of course, it starred Dennis Franz and Jimmy Smith. This show was definitely awesome. I mean, It was, of course, following off Law and Order, because it premiered like a few years after Law and Order first premiered. I mean, this was a really darn cool Chicago show. I mean, NYPD Blue actually won only once, but was nominated like 5 times. It definitely deserves that win. I mean, it's pretty much about like detectives from NYPD's 15th Squad, investigates homicides within their precinct. I mean, this isn't as good as, let's say, Law and Order, but it's still pretty decent. I mean, I still will be down to see a revival of NYPD Blue, because the show ended in like 2005. It ended too quickly. I think it should have lasted slightly longer. But hey, maybe down the line they'll see about reviving it. I mean, Dennis Franz doesn't hardly do much, and Jimmy Smith, well, he pops up on How to Get Away with Murder once in a while, but he doesn't do a whole lot. All right, coming in at number 3 is Game of Thrones, which pretty much won twice and was nominated 5 times, including this year, pretty much. Game of Thrones is a cool show. I mean, I was a little late to the party with Game of Thrones. I didn't start watching until like the third season in. This show's pretty decent. I mean, it has like there's some cool special effects here. Of course, you got Middle Clock. I mean, anything with Middle Clock and I'll check out. Of course, Nicholas Casawado, Kit Harrington. I mean, this lots of people are like, big Game of Thrones nerd. I'm not really like the biggest Game of Thrones guy as most people are, but I'll watch the show once in a while. I mean, it's not like it's not really my favorite show of all time, because I know lots of people add this as their favorite show ever. I'm not gonna go that far, but it's still pretty decent. Yeah, and I can't wait for like the final season to premiere next year. So, and of course, there's a spin-off of Game of Thrones that's in the works as well. So we'll be having more Game of Thrones from here on out. At number 2 will be The West Wing, which pretty much won 4 times and was nominated 3 times. West Wing that should definitely was ahead of its time. I mean, with everything like with political climates we're having today, with Trump as president, I think West Wing will be perfect if it got revived today. I mean, there could be stuff about fake news and all. I mean, there could be like more scandals with the president this time around. But anyway, back to the West Wing. This I was also really late to the party with West Wing, and I really dug what I saw. I mean, it's a really good political show. Mark Sheen was the president. What more could you ask for? You also had the likes of Alice Janney, Bradley Whitford. I mean, Rob Lowe was on this. I could go down the list because it had a darn good cast. Yeah, if you guys still haven't seen The West Wing, there's like usually reruns once in a while. Check West Wing out. It's a really darn good show. Coming in at number 1 will be The Sopranos, which won twice and was nominated 5 times. That's a crime. It should have just won about 6 times, or 7. I mean, this is one of the greatest dramas of all time. I mean, the late great James Gandolfini as Tony Soprano, perfect. I mean, Michael Imperioli was on this. Edie Falco. This show was terrific. And of course, every time it ended, it pretty much ended in a blackout. The cut screen thing. If you guys watch The Sopranos, you'll know what I'm talking about. I mean, The Sopranos was just that was an amazing show. I mean, good performances. God, I miss James Gandolfini. I mean, There was good pacing, good some of the best dialogue I've ever seen on the show. I mean, was pretty much the best HBO show ever. I mean, this was Game of Thrones back in the days. Now, Game of Thrones is like HBO's popular show. Back in the days, it was The Sopranos. Then went to The Wire and on. Down the line, I'll probably do my 10 favorite HBO shows of all time. Anyway, if you guys still haven't seen The Sopranos, it's just wonderful. I mean, there's like reruns on HBO. Check The Sopranos out. It's just the best. And also, there's like a prequel movie in the works. I don't know if it'll be as good as the show, but I'm interested in seeing like a Sopranos prequel movie of sorts. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me run down the list. Number 10, Law and Order. Number 9, Lost. Number 8, The Waltons. Number 7, Cagney and Lacey. Number 6, Hill Street Blue. Number 5, ER. Number 4, number 4, NYPD Blue. Number 3, Game of Thrones. Number 2, The West Wing. And number 1, The Sopranos. And there's lots of others I could have added. Breaking Bad won a few times. Mad Men won. 24 was a Emmy winner. LA Law was a classic. That won Emmys. Let's see. Picket Fences was pretty decent. Gunsmoke, that's a classic Western. Anyway, let me leave it to you guys to know what are your favorite Emmy Award-winning drama shows. Leave your comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for more notifications. This here is Thomas L. Sayar.